Hey guys, and welcome. It's Chaotically Creating, and I'm Oliver, and today we are going to be making some Minecraft blocks. That has been a project that I've had in my mind for a while, and on Wednesday this week I made what I'm calling a project jar, where I took all of the projects that I currently have started and video games I've currently started, and the goal is to pull out one of the things and then work on it for sure 2 hours or make a video about it. And that's because some video games I won't be able to complete with one pull. And until I get to a point of, okay, I have either completed the thing or I feel satisfied with what I've gotten out of it, because I know certain video games I'm not going to finish really, because there's kind of no end. You can keep exploring for hours. But yeah, so for Wednesday I pulled 3 of them. We have sketchbook number 9, one of my commissions, and then Minecraft blocks. And so the Minecraft blocks are the video for this week. I am not going to film the commission, and then I did about half of the sketchbook session for Wednesday. So if you want to check out a sketchbook session that I do where I take an abstract concept and kind of just draw whatever comes to mind as I'm working on it, and I spent about an hour drawing that spread, so it's pretty cool. You should go check out Wednesday's video if you want to see more about that, and also me making the project jar. But take a guess of how many projects are in the jelly bean jar. I still have to add like 4 more that I thought of today. I have 3 diamond paintings I've started and not finished, and I have actually 4, but I've not started one. I think I have 4, or I might have 5. I don't know. I have a lot of diamond paintings, and they're the really big ones, and it's just, they take so much time. Anyways, out the blocks, and a typical Minecraft block is 16 by 16 pixels. So I got 15 of these blocks. I'm definitely not going to paint all of them in one video. That would be way too much. I'm going to see how I am going to see how long one takes me and go from there to see how many I want to make. I'm going to make the crafting table in this video for sure. That's what I'm going to start with. I have a net picture up from Pinterest where it shows like all sides of the crafting table so that I can make the cube all sides. So I think I think I should paint them white to start. I think that's going to help get a better base coat with some gesso. So I might start with that before I draw the lines on them, because that would be really annoying. But yeah, I don't know how hard this is going to be. We'll see. I think I'm going to simplify it as much as I can, just because I have 15 of these. So I don't want to spend like 3 hours on one. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so we're here adding the gesso. I do it to 5 blocks, but I end up just making the crafting table in this video, which is kind of what I wanted to talk about. Is setting really high expectations for yourself is one thing, and kind of like the importance of Minecraft to me and why I chose the crafting table, as well as just like enjoying the process over the product. But anyways, I have these things that I want to talk about, but I don't quite know how I want to talk about them. And I like tried writing out a script for this video and all that, and the topics were just like bullet point, like barely any information, and there's a ton of footage that I have to create a voiceover for. So I was like, well, I don't really know what I want to talk about. But I started thinking about, okay, what does Minecraft and the crafting table mean? Like, why did I choose this block as the first one, and knew like without a doubt it would be the first block? And it's really a symbol of how the crafting table is the foundational block of Minecraft, and it's the start of this new series of making these blocks. I have 15, so you best believe we'll eventually make all of them. it got re-entered into the project jar. So if we come again, you'll find it in another video. But yeah, the crafting table is the foundational block of Minecraft. You get one piece of wood and you can make the crafting table. And on its own, the crafting table really isn't all that special. I mean, it's a block, it has a UI interface with it, which doesn't have that for all of them, but if you don't know how to craft anything in the game, it's completely useless, essentially. It's just an aesthetic block at that point. Granted, they added the guidebook now, but, like, back when I started playing Minecraft, they didn't have that. So, yeah, back in my day, I know. But at this point, it's true. I have had students that weren't even alive when Minecraft started. So that's just crazy to think of for me. All right, I got an update on our cube situation. So I got 5 of them all painted white now. So here is comparison before after. They've been painted twice with the gesso. I don't know. This. It's a white acrylic. It helps. It's just white paint essentially that is good for a primer so that it's not, especially on wood, because then it's absorbing the white rather than trying to absorb the color. So your colors appear better when you put the white first. Anyways, I am going to now make a 16 by 16 grid because Minecraft blocks are 16 pixels by 16 pixels. So I'm going to create the grid so that I can get all my pixels for each side. I don't think I want to create the grid for every side yet. Maybe just 3 at a time for each of them. I don't think I'm going to do all 5 create the grid, but I might just create 3 right now and then start painting it because I don't want the pencil ink stuff to smear everywhere. I hate that stuff. Or the pencil lead to just go everywhere. It drives me nuts. That's why I hate drawing in pencil. Anyways. So I end up making the grid on all sides because I realize pretty quickly when I start painting that if I just did one side at a time, it would take forever. Not forever. It would just take a lot longer because I would have to wait for that whole side to dry, and then do the stuff. So it just makes it easier doing all 3 sides at once. You'll also probably notice that I grab another cube and I'm resting my hand on it a lot. I do that because it's easier. The angle that you're getting at is easier when you're on the same level as it. So by putting the block under it, well, it is kind of an uncomfortable thing to just have that tiny little block to put your hand on. It actually made it a lot easier. So there's that. I can't remember if I recorded an update on where I'm at yet, but I got the first grid drawn and this is going to be so tiny. This is going to be a bit difficult, but we're going to see. And my tiniest paintbrush I got is this size. So it's a little bit bigger than each little cube or pixel, I guess. So we'll see how that goes. But I got a lot that I want to get done, and I got an hour left before I have to go to work. So we'll see what I all get done. But all right, talk to you soon. It very much was the video game I grew up on, and I started playing Minecraft in 2011, and I have so many core memories associated with it. Shout out my best friend from growing up and current still very good friend. You know who you are, but we would play Minecraft together for just hours on end, and my mom would get mad at us and yell at us because we were playing in the living room. She's like, just go to bed. I'm like, but it's so much fun. We played all kinds of the mod packs and stuff, and I had this amazing treehouse where it was the more biomes mod pack added where you could get the giant trees, and I had a house that was filled in this giant tree. It had a item sorting system. It's the furthest I've ever gotten in any of the Minecraft games, but I lost the world because our computer got corrupted. which was just so unfortunate because I put so many days of my life into that world. And I mean days. Like, there has been days of my life that have just been Minecraft. And you know a video game is important to you when you spend that much time in it. And I think people can, like, crap on it or whatever you want with Minecraft, but in actuality, it is a very good symbolic representation of what the possibilities of life are. When you start a project or start a dream of some sort, you often don't know the whole picture, the whole start of it. You just take one step, and in Minecraft, when you start, you have nothing. Just like when you enter the world, you technically have nothing on you. And you slowly get access to tools, and it is easier. And once you get the crafting table, you unlock this whole new world. But until you know the recipes, or until you've, like, someone has either told you or, like, you read about it, I guess, if we're going to apply the guidebook to it, where it's kind of like you're reading. But yeah, it is really foundational to life. And I think I like the game so much because the possibilities are kind of endless in a sense. If you can imagine it, you can probably create it in the game. And it's evolved as I've evolved. So I was, 2011? I would have been like 9. Showing my age, I guess. But I'm not that old. I'm not that young. I don't know. I feel like I'm in my 20s. So there you go. Not only, like, is Minecraft great for, like, the creativity aspect, but it also does, like, teach you real things about life, like natural resources and, like, mechanics and such that really do exist. Also, the music capabilities of it, I want to use it as an actual, like, video game to teach kids music, because you can literally put every single 12 notes on a note block and then change the timbre of the sound by putting a different block under it, and people make, like, entire songs with it. So I'm like, it would be a great educational tool. Could you imagine? Make your song in Minecraft as your homework. Like, I don't know, that would be sick, but I don't understand the redstone. Guys, I'm so bad at redstone. Yeah. So I'm so glad I actually went and edited down the time-lapse footage, because I deleted, like, 7 minutes of footage of just, like, empty space. So you're welcome there for making the video less of just pausing of the stuff, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I still got quite a bit of footage to record still. That's okay. I wanted to talk about how I didn't know what I wanted the script to be, right? So I was like, okay, I'll do a tarot oracle reading about what should I make the script. One card in particular kept, like, really sticking out, and it was the Siren, which I think is really interesting, because I kept getting the words in my head, follow your own voice, or sing your own song. And I think often the Siren is kind of associated with this negative connotation, negative stereotype, where it's like the woman luring the man into the trap kind of thing. But from when I was reading it earlier, the archetype was more like sing your own song that you want to sing, and those that want to hear and be lured into your song, they'll come to you. Like, don't feel like you have to, I don't know if that makes sense, what I'm saying, but, like, you can sing your own song. You don't have to fall into someone else's trap by, like, only listening to someone else and what they think their song is. Or not like that. I don't know how to, like, sing your own song and, like, speak your truth, those that want to listen to you will come and they'll be lured, not in a bad way, but like in a way that they want you for what you're saying and your truth, not trying to be someone else that you're not. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, crafting table, foundation, life, right? This video is kind of chaotic, and I'm sorry for that. No, I'm not sorry for it, because I'm not apologizing for stuff in my videos. It's the process, and that's what I like to show, is I think it's so much more interesting, the process, than the end product, because, like, the end product doesn't show all of the emotion behind it necessarily, like the struggle that went behind getting to that end product, that blood, sweat, and tears that went in to get to that there. We don't see that, and it makes others think that that just came naturally and that it was easy. But they're often, when you see that, you're forgetting all of the practice that they had to do to get to that point. And that's why I like to show the process in my videos a lot more, and like the unfiltered, edited process of showing myself editing it as the video is going on. I don't know, but I think it's kind of funny. So, all right, it's the next day. It's Saturday. Back with an update. So this is where we're at with the cube. I just added the little tools. I'll like go like this so you can see it a bit better. I don't know if this is actually working, but I just added the tools, and I got, to make the tools, I want to go over with the like clay color, that stuff, and then same with the brown. I actually went and got a burnt umber, which is more the color, so I don't have to keep mixing this color, because I realize I use it all the time. Why don't I just get one? I also got a new paintbrush, just because this one was a little, even though it's like that tiny, it was still just a little like on the edges, it was hard. So I got this one. It's longer, so I don't know how this is gonna go. I might also have one of these, and in that case, that's unfortunate because I just bought another one, but whatever. I'm still gonna keep it, it's fine. But yeah, so I hope this one works better. Got my palette already. You can't really tell which one's in there anyways, but they're all in there. That's how many colors it took. So yeah, let's get to it. Another thing that came up in this reading, a card that stuck out now that I'm thinking about it more, was fault line. And on the left side of the fault line was this idea of a cold ring that, like, you're almost holding on to. It was ring, a Norse rune that means cold, or ice, and a cat curls around the moon, and then there was a tarot card there too. Hanged Man. Oh, of course. How could I have forgotten the Hanged Man? That was like critical to the like whole point of the reading, even too, was like Hanged Man is about like waiting and like suspension. And I find often while I'm in the middle of the process, there will be a point where I'll get stuck and I will keep like trying to plan ahead, plan more of it out, and just try to like figure out all the steps right then and there. But it's like by doing that, I'm actually like making it harder. I'm holding on to this cold ring almost, I guess, if that makes sense. But this is how I'm interpreting it, so it's fine. And on the other side of the fault line, well, there is Apocalypse was on this side. So quite intense archetype, because it's an archetype deck that I'm using here, is one of the decks. And on the other side here is going with flow and going with the current rather than trying to resist it and trying to like force the process, because that's also something that you can't do. You can't force the process to happen because it doesn't, you aren't going to enjoy it if you keep trying to force it. And instead of trying to think so big and broad, like, what is just that one little step I can take? And on this side, there also was Sword, and this was where the siren was. The fault line was in the center of the reading, actually, which is kind of cool because it splits it right down the middle. And the amount of sixes that appeared in this reading is just so many. There were 6 archetypes. There was the dice that said 6, 16 as a card, 26 as a card, 36 as a card, and 66 as a card. So lots of 6s in the Caliban, which is the tree of life. The number 6, I believe, represents beauty. And so it's so much about sharing your own song, sharing your own beauty, because when we go against flow, we're going against our true nature and your authentic self. But when we choose to go through with our authentic self, there are people that get annoyed. And because you're not sacrificing yourself for others anymore. And it's really important to me to take that leap of faith and that jump and just trust that all of this is going to work out. Like, this book will be published, YouTube will work out, and it's all going to be so good. And that's a lot of faith, putting that much trust into this. I just know deep down that it is going to work. And I get like sick feeling almost, thinking to myself like at 80 or whatever, and asking myself, why didn't you try? And why didn't you take that attempt of doing it and making it work? And like, why were you so scared to start it? I don't want that like point of regret in my life. So it's like, I am going to take that leap. And I hope I can encourage some of you to take that leap and really be the chaotic person that we are meant to be in our unique way. That's why I'd stay chaotic always. Yeah, so there's about 7 minutes left, and don't worry, I'm going to tie this all up in a nice bow. We'll get back to the crafting table somehow. I haven't figured out yet how, but it'll come. Don't worry. I just got to keep talking, and the story will wrap up, and it'll all be great. But back to the sword. Of course, the sword. Just like we don't know if we're ever going to survive our first night in Minecraft, we don't know how long we will survive, I guess. So why, like, waste time trying to please others on how to live your life? We're meant to be unique people. Each and every one of us has a unique process. And that's really important, and I think it helps others to see my process, not only to reassure them when they're doing things the right way, I guess, or encouragement of a way to do it, you know, an example of it, a way to learn, because the way to learn is by copying and is by doing the thing. All artists steal, as Pablo Picasso, I believe, said it. Your muses, like, your style develops And your process develops from taking little tiny bits of pieces of things that other people have said worked. Like, that's how you build your process, and it's really important, and you should hold that as a sacred part of the creative process. I see what I did there. In order to craft the sword and actually survive, you need the crafting table. You need the foundation. You need the start. And if you don't ever take the start, you're never going to survive the battle. Like, you need your sword, or you need your... It's not, like, necessarily a sword in, like, a battle sense, though. It's, like, a sword in the sense that you need your tools. You need the things that it makes it easier to actually obtain the resources that you need and require for your dream, your creative world that you design, your vision that you have. Why not live in a fantasy world? What is the problem of living in your own fantasy? Like, yes, of course, don't, do something dumb about it, or, like, like, you can't just, like, break all your relationships and stuff like that. But, like, who's to tell you that you can't live in your own fantasy? And the things that, like, you think, why can't they, like, that you think are crazy or chaotic or whatever, why can't they be true? Why can't, like, what's the problem if they're true? Someone might think they're dumb or think you're weird for it. Okay. Like, is that it? Like, what else is gonna happen with it? I don't know. There's just so many good things that I say with these, and that's hard to recognize, I think, for me. And I think this, like, video and, like, starting this channel, I'm really starting to see, like, you don't really realize what your process is until you watch it back. And you start to see, like, all of the little things you're doing. And, like, I have 30 minutes of footage, but note to previous Oliver, when you're like, oh, I don't want to spend, like, 3 hours on one block. Yeah, you spend at least 3 hours on this block, if not more. I don't know how long it took, but definitely at probably at least 30. Not 30 hours, no. Like, probably at least 3 hours. But that's okay, because I enjoy doing it. I had so much fun making this block. Like, I wanted to make another one, but I was like, I also don't want to burn myself out. I got selected for a position as a junior creative strategist. It's selected for the next round of for the interview process. And it was a challenge to create 5 thumbnails with, like, a bunch of different criteria for it, and I had 4 days to do it, and it was, like, right in the time that I, like, edit and finish the videos for the channel here. And so I had to sacrifice a video from last week, last Saturday, in order to fulfill that. But that's okay, because I am not going to be posting the big Saturday art videos every Saturday, I don't think. The goal is to, but I'm not going to hold myself to this high expectation anymore that I have to have the video perfect in every week, because perfect is unattainable and unrealistic, that's right. Talking about the sword and the reading, the decision. It's the decision of, will you cross the fault line? Or in Minecraft, will you cross the ravine? And will you take the jump into the mines, the dark, the cave? Will you take your leap into the unknown of what pursuing your dreams really is about. It's taking a huge risk and rolling the dice and seeing, what if everything that I want does come true? What if? You know? Like, you can make anything in Minecraft once you have the crafting table. You can make anything possible once you have your foundations. But anyways, as always, stay chaotic, stay creative, and I love you guys.